Week 22 on my road to Worlds. This week was the week after my deload, so I stopped climbing last week on the Thursday, and I picked up again this week on the Wednesday, so I only had 3 sessions this week. But the 3 sessions I had were all really good. My Wednesday session was just a pull hard session, and I was climbing really, really well, and I hit a certain point, and my body just stopped pulling. That normally happens after taking a bit of time off. Your body's just like kind of needs to warm back up to trying as hard for as long of a time. Same thing happened on the Thursday session with my coach. We were doing some kilter boarding, and again, I was doing really well, climbing really strong, sending some pretty high grades with a lot of flashes as well. And then as soon as we stopped doing that on the board climbing and started going to the more comp style training, I was simply too tired. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't pull. My fingers were super tired. So all in all, I'm very happy with it. The one session that I was able to get footage of was a very good session. I ended up having a session with one of our national athletes, a guy called Aiden Yanev, and we ended up doing a training drill where we go head to head. And the aim of the game is execution, so we get 1 go each. Every boulder's worth 1 point, and pretty much whoever gets the most amount of points after the 10 boulders is the winner. But we only get 1 go. So it was a lot of focus on just making sure things were done properly, and I learned a lot from it, and I am keen to train with them again because it seems that training with people at that high level, who would have guessed it, I can actually learn a thing or two. So let's have a look at what I did. So we started off our session with just a bit of projecting in the new set at my gym. This boulder was actually really enjoyed this boulder. This middle section here really confused me. That where my left foot is now is terrible. It is a terrible foot. You'll see me here just not getting anything off it. I think I needed to keep my left foot on and then step right foot up. My left hand just pinged then. I wasn't able to keep myself on. Because that left foot, so that was Aiden, respecting the camera, which is nice of him. That left foot wasn't good, and I just don't want to actually trust it all too much. On this second go here, I didn't actually read this beta when I was trying the boulder. But, as you can see here, I'm very hesitant to actually trust that left foot to get the right foot up. So I just decided to just be a bit taller, stand up and just reach through. And here it's just a lot of just staying locked off on the left, and then just really just trusting the compression in between the 2 feet and just being a bit taller, I guess. This boulder here is a boulder that I really struggled on. The start was really bunched. I hate the starts where you kind of have to reach through your body, which is obviously something I need to work on. And then this bit here is not normally a style that I'm very good at. So it is definitely something I need to work more on. And every time I try and come get my left foot in, I just lose the trust in my right foot, and I don't want to actually give it enough to get the left foot on. So I'll definitely be coming back to try this one again, just because something I struggle with, so I need to work on it. It's very important on where you place the foot, ensuring that when the left arm is out, you're fully locked on it. I feel like if I bent my leg a little bit more, I could really pull myself into the foot rather than kind of pushing myself out. So this is one of the things after this go, Aiden started giving me a lot of tips on this, which is one of the things I like about climbing with someone like him. He's a very nice guy, very strong, very knowledgeable, and he's able to give me a lot of tips on specific moves. So like here he's telling me that in the position I'm almost trying to push my foot through the volume as I'm pressing. So he's just sharing his knowledge, which is a very nice thing. It's one of the best things about being in the climbing community. He's able to kind of look at it and be like, okay, this is something that Sean struggles with. So he's able to step up and help me with that. The only issue is I wasn't able to do what he told me to do. So that is still something I need to work on. it. At the end of the day, I wasn't still not able to get that move. Just need to go back and work on it some more. And you see here, I'm still trying to almost keep my legs straight. Looking at it now, I think that's almost pushing me up over the volume instead of into the volume. So as I straighten my leg, my hips kind of go up, and I'm almost going. The force of my leg is going down the volume instead of through it, which is the way that Aiden described it. You see, every time I go to get that locked in, my leg just straightens out, and then my pressure almost goes downwards instead of through. And being a taller guy, you'd think, I try and use my height and not have to keep my legs straight, but with how bad my ankles are, as soon as I bend my leg, my ankle goes with it, and I lose all traction in the foot. In this go, I'm trying to do something different, but there's a little chip just over that corner. Instead of trying to get the left foot on and then get the right foot up, I'm just trying to get the right foot up straight away. It just felt a bit unstable to go around a corner onto a pretty terrible little chip. So yeah, I realized that wasn't the way, so I went back to what I knew. I'm still trying to just figure out a way to make it feel a bit more stable, which is not an easy boulder on a boulder that's made to be an unstable boulder. This starting that I changed up here was definitely better. I could get myself into a better position straight away. Instead of trying to flick the leg up, I just start both legs and reach down. Again, just falling into the same trap, kind of locking my leg out. Because as I'm locking my leg out, I'm trying to use that to really extend my foot out. But as I start rocking over it, you'll see my weight just go straight down the volume, and something like that happens. I was getting really annoyed at that, so I moved on to this boulder, which is another boulder that I kind of struggle with. I just need to, on this first move, just got to really commit to standing up over the left. Off camera here, Aiden actually gave me some tips as well on the move, which again, he sees me struggle, he knows how to do something, he passes on his information. I'm really going to try and just have more sessions with someone like him, because I can learn a lot, and his climbing style does suit my strengths a lot as well, so I can learn a lot from how he climbs. I'm very happy actually with how I climb the rest of this boulder. It's a very unstable boulder, and those holds to the right hand and the one that I'm coming into left here, I'm not normally good at those, like holding those, and I was lucky I saw Aiden get that left foot up, because that really unlocked the move. This bit here, I get a bit stuck on, just being super confused. I want to get my left foot in, but it's kind of, I feel super locked, and it took me a while to be able to figure this out. Just getting that left foot up a bit higher just let me just set myself a bit more, and yeah, at a certain point I just went, okay, just trust that right foot. But again, you'll see there, I kind of just straightened up and stood up over it instead of standing into the volume. Now, the two of us started our little competition, so one go each boulder. This boulder was a fairly easy one to start on. It's still a droppable move, something that a while ago I might have dropped, but I felt pretty stable on that first move. I still didn't like the top of this, it was just too bunched. But I'm happy with how I executed that start move. This is an eliminate on this boulder, which I kind of just hit the hole but didn't actually commit to squeezing, which is not an ideal situation. This is the next boulder, which really suited me well. I did a lot of things that, looking back at it and trying the boulder again afterwards, I didn't really need to do, but I felt I needed to do the boulder as stable as possible, just to give myself the best chance of not falling. And I was actually able to do the boulder, which is, I was just using my height there, and yeah, it's a really nice boulder. It suits me very well. This was another eliminate on this boulder. Pretty much the rest of the boulders from here on out is just eliminating some of the holds. And yeah, it was very, very easy. It was borderline too easy. As I drop off, I'm just thinking to myself, how is that in a comp simulation situation? And there, Aiden's obviously just trying to practice the move that I was dropped there. This boulder here was pretty cool. Again, just eliminating those 2 crimps and then the second last crimp as well. Really hard move at the end, to be honest. I kind of just missed a good part of it, but it was pretty hard. It was pretty stretched out. I was happy with this bit here. So again, eliminating some of the holds. I wasn't able to use that foot or the first hand hold, so I had to kind of pull myself across from a Gaston, which is not the easiest thing to do. So I thought I'd double Gaston it, didn't work, and then the day I just double pinched it and just pulled really, really hard, which I'm happy about being able to do it like that. And then this bit as well, just trusting the high Gaston and stepping up into it. And then the top was pretty easy. This is a cool little boulder here. The first move, not much harder than the original. This move here was just a bit more committing, which I didn't end up doing and only just latched my fingers on. And then this top section, you're just going straight from there to the top hold without that foot on the right. And I just kind of jumped too sideways and I wasn't high enough in the shoulders to actually lock that position. And yeah, I wasn't able to do that move. Starting this boulder was actually really hard for me. I felt super unstable. I didn't want to bring my hand in. I thought it was going to knock me out. So I just committed in really leaning back into the back foot, as you can see me there, and just giving myself the room to come in. And then just kind of rocking over as much as I can, staying into the wall. I dropped my foot down a little bit here just to give myself a little bit more room to move. And then, yeah, just jumping into the hold that I can use. I've nearly hit the ground there, which not great. Now, the way that I saw this move was you go here, you get the foot up, and kind of rock yourself over. The way that Aiden did it, because I wasn't able to get them this boulder, he actually went the other side of the volume and kind of like walked up it, which is something that I will see if I can try next week. So I thought about just standing up, but I just wasn't able to do the move. I went back and tried this boulder, watch my feet here. I kind of clipped my own ankle on the way through, which made me chuckle a little bit, because that's just a very, very silly mistake. After doing this move again, I'm very happy with how I did the move, kind of like swinging my leg around to generate, and it just felt a lot more stable. It's a very basic thing to do, but if you do it wrong, yeah, it can cause issues, as with my first go on it, but with that go, it was a lot better. I got some tips on the last move on how to hold as I'm going out, so I kind of just tried it again to see how I would feel. And I don't know what the reasoning was. So again, this move was just a lot easier. I don't know whether it was from being tired from my training or just not being strong enough yet, but I just wasn't able to hit this and like actually pull in. My shoulders didn't feel that great. There's like a made up boulder that one of my friends made up, and it was from here, and you kind of swing across into the next 2 blues, which you'll see me go to here. The ideal situation is you hit this and you continue through. But I felt super unstable on this first move, and I didn't feel like I could at the start, so I just kind of tried to just do them in parts, and then I was going to link it later. I'm happy with the progress I made. The jumps kept getting more and more consistent, but just wasn't able to stick those 2 next holds. They're not the greatest holds, and they're kind of around a corner. And the one that you're like locking off on is the bad one. You kind of want to be, yeah. So I made a little change just to really practice the continuing motion into slightly better holds, and then I just made up the rest of the boulders. I went long. Wasn't overly hard, just a little bit of fun. But I was happy that I was able to stick that and commit and hit in the next 2 ones. I came back to this boulder just because I really wanted to do it. I got some progress on it. And from here, I was like, okay, let me just try the top. What is it like after I stick the move? And yeah, it's very easy. So going back and trying it again. This one I wanted to try going like a left hand down and palming over, and I couldn't generate well. Watch my feet on this go. This go absolutely killed my toes. I was able to stick the move, and I just banged my toe on everything on the way through, trying to stop my momentum. My shoulders are too tired to hit that and lock it, so I had to use my feet to kind of slow me down. And I left this bit in just as the utter pain that I'm in this situation. My toes are still sore, almost 24 hours later after doing that, if I put in like any pressure on them. So I mean, it's nothing broken, it's just kind of the impact on the toes and the toenails, but yeah, very, very painful. I went back to this boulder because of how nice it was, just trying to do a couple things different. So just jumping straight up, and then just kind of getting a bit of flow around this corner. And then for the top move, instead of trying to just reach it, just jumping to the last hold. Which, doing it with very painful feet and being super tired, very hard. So all in all, very good week. Happy with how I went. The training circuit that I'm on at the moment, we've kind of split it up just a little bit more, and means I can actually get to everything more consistently. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm keen to see where we're going to go from here. Yeah, nothing more to say. I'm happy with how things are going. Let's keep this good train rolling. Stick around for the journey.